Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to Chippy Gaming. So today we're going to be talking about a handful of new Terraria 1.4 spoilers, and then we'll be discussing the brand new release window that Relogic has shared for the Terraria 1.4 update. So stick around until the end because I feel like a lot of you are going to want to hear what Relogic has to say. It's incredible. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to give a massive thank you to all of the people that stopped by the charity fundraiser yesterday. If you didn't see, I was joining up with the likes of Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Jaden Animation, RT Game, Call Me Kevin, and a handful of others to try and raise money to combat the effects of the chaos going on in the world. It was an incredible turnout. We raised almost $8,000, in no small part thanks to Relogic, who came in big with an over $3,000 donation, which is insane. So thank you if you came by and you donated, and thank you to Relogic for once again being so generous with a fundraiser I've been a part of. Okay, let's get into the news. So starting off with being a summoner in Terraria 1.4, which I know is a fan favorite class in the community, Senex actually said that she pushed hard for more summoning items this update, and then also mentioned that summoning AI is getting some love in the new update. So it's going to work a little bit different than how it worked in Terraria 1.3. We have seen it expanded upon once when we added in the summoner targeting, so I wonder what will happen here. It would be great if they were just a little bit more accurate. I mean, I kind of like them as they are now, but they're a little bit wonky at times. I think we can all agree on that. So moving on to bosses, which I know a lot of the modded community love to see in Terraria, Senex confirmed that Terraria 1.4 will have more bosses in it than 1.3. Now, it's not sure whether she means real boss fights or just mini boss fights. We'll have to see. I imagine it's actual boss fights, and that would be pretty great. I'm trying to think of all the ones that were added in 1.3 though. Is it just the Lunatic Cultist and the Moonlord? Was it only 2? Am I forgetting one? Man, it's been a while since Terraria 1.3 has come out. Did we have Golem? I'm pretty sure we had Golem, right? Yeah, we had Golem. We got some more clarification about Master Mode in Terraria 1.4. If you want a full video detailing this, I'll leave a card in the upper right hand corner right now. You can go and click on that, because I actually did a very large breakdown of Master Mode in Terraria 1.4, which Relogic have shared a bunch of times, so it seems to be the most accurate place for that information. But Senex confirmed that Master Mode was more inspired by Breath of the Wild. That's actually how I spoke about it in that video, so that aligns pretty well. So going back to bosses, we don't know exactly what this mini boss is going to be, but Senex confirmed that Red is currently working on new sounds for a mini boss, so that'll be interesting. Just some further clarification, we've heard about the new golfing NPC, and we've heard about a new female NPC, but Senex confirmed that Terraria 1.4 will have a few new NPCs, so that could mean 3 or more. Senex also confirmed that they've just added 2 new tracks this week, and they're amazing. This came up because I said, I actually can't wait to listen to some new music in Terraria. I was thinking about it the other day, like, I still pop along to Terraria music, which is strange because I've been playing the game for almost 9 years. You'd think by now that I'd hate the music, that it'd be a little bit overplayed. And from the new tracks that we've had spoiled in the past, which you can find in the playlist down below, I've really enjoyed the new music that's coming. So yeah, 2 new tracks. So just to round up the Discord stuff, when asked about what Relogic employees will be doing once 1.4 is released, Senex responded, I will likely tell my employees to enjoy a few months off and then a few months for research and development. So it's nice to know that Relogic, they still want to work on games now that Terraria might be potentially done. And I did see that in the same chat, she spoke about the fact that a lot of Relogic employees are 2D designers, 2D spriters, and they don't want to have to get rid of employees to start working on something 3D. So it's highly likely that the next project we see from Relogic, as you can imagine, will be a 2D game. Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe they'll add some depth, but 2D sounds about right. Alright, so to round up the video, let's talk about the big news, which is the update that we just got over on the Terraria forums. Now, we got this in the form of a community post, and usually I'll paraphrase, but I'm going to read this one word for word because it's got some very important information in it. So this is from Loki. Good day, Terrarians. Although Loki doesn't sound as English as I do. It seems that we are all finding ourselves with a lot more time inside to play games lately. Relogic has noticed, and we are pleased to announce that due to the current state of things in the world, we are pushing harder than ever to get Journey's End to you within the next couple of months. In order to make this possible, we will likely have to release localization and Mac/Linux stability in a future patch, but we are also planning to include the ability to load a 1.3.5 version of the game using a branch build in Steam, perfect for the mod players as well. So just to chime in real quick, this is great for me. I always talk about, hey, make sure that you make a backup of the previous version of Terraria in case you really want to go back to those mods. It seems like now we're going to get that really convenient feature to be able to do it, which is great for mod developers, especially with this increased development time. You know, they're really trying to get it out. This is great because those mod developers are not going to have the heads up time that Relogic have hinted at in the past. So carrying on with what Loki said, the team will be also going over thousands of entries for the Journey's End Vanity Contest over the next couple of weeks as we try to whittle down to our finalist. There is a chance these won't be ready for launch, but we will try to get them in a post-launch update. So don't worry. Stay safe, stay healthy, and prepare for Journey's End. So there we go, guys. That's the big news that Relogic have been ramping up production of Terraria Journey's End to try and combat everything that's going on in the world. They want you guys to have something new to play. Now, of course, when you talk about ramping up the development, it's not as simple for Relogic to just kind of click their fingers and 1.4 is out. They, of course, had ambitions and areas of the game that probably weren't finalized, so them rushing is really important, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to come out in the next week or the next 2 weeks. So what I'm trying to get at is it could still take a good amount of time. They said within the next few months. We heard from Senex that it will be out before the end of summer. So bear it in mind, but it looks like we're going to get Journey's End a lot sooner than anticipated. So knowing this information now that Relogic are really trying to ramp things up, it really puts it into perspective. Some of the things that we've had recently, unless you haven't noticed, we got Terraria 1.3.5 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. We're switched to come out maybe at the end of April. We also got the mobile controller update weeks early, and it's amazing. If you haven't checked that out yet, go and check it out and let Relogic know what you think about the new controller support. I personally think the layout of the control scheme is even better than PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and they want to know if you have similar thoughts as well, so be sure to hit them up on their social medias. So I feel like, speaking as somebody from the Terraria community, I do actually want to thank Relogic for this, because for me, I know that games have been my form of escapism during all of this, you know, whether it's playing Animal Crossing with my own family and my own friends, making my own Terraria videos to keep me distracted and to keep all of you distracted. I'm really grateful that Relogic are stepping up and playing their role, and it's great to see. So thank you, Relogic. Much love. And thank you for the donation last night. Still blows my mind. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure, if you are new, to subscribe to the channel. With 1.4 on the horizon, it does mean that we will be ramping up the production of videos, especially before the launch and around the launch and then after the launch. And if you're one of these people that only really check me out for Terraria news, you might not actually know that I have 2 Terraria channels, which I know is a little bit strange. People yell at people enough for having one channel focused on one game. I have 2. Basically, I've got a second channel called Chippy's Couch, and to let you know what will happen once 1.4 comes out, this channel here will kind of shift from talking about news to really talking about what is inside of the update. So you'll get a bunch of guides for some of the new boss fights. We'll be talking about some of my favorite things, and you never know, maybe even some of my least favorite things in the update, right? Maybe I want something changed to the Clothier, who knows? But what I'll also be doing is doing daily Let's Plays over on Chippy's Couch. So that'll have expert mode and master mode and class playthroughs. And I'm going to keep doing that for a really long time. So I just thought I'd give you all a heads up on that in case you ever need any Terraria guides. I know what it's like when you're going in day one on a patch. Like, for example, it's pretty easy to miss Duke Fishron. Why would you think, oh, I need to catch that worm there with a bug net, and I need to take that to the ocean, and then I need to fight a boss? You know, sometimes the dots don't connect, so that's what the channel's going to be there for. And then also with the longer content as well on Chippy's Couch. But that's about it. Make sure to give the video a big fat thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.